Hi BookTube, hope you're having a good day. I'm sure it's cold and snowy in most places. Here in St. Louis, I don't know if you can see out the window behind me or if it's too bright. We're a balmy 3 degrees, and it is snowing like the dickens, especially for St. Louis. We don't get a lot of snow, so everything's shut down. I wanted to check in today and do a February mid-month wrap-up and talk about a couple things. First of all, BookTube is doing a world of good for me, both making videos, watching other videos, participating in lives, read-alongs, those sorts of things. To give you a good guide, last year in 2020 was a very difficult year for me. I personally separated from my husband and we're in the process of a divorce and just a lot of stuff going on, and my usual escape in reading just wasn't there for me. I only read a total last year of 18 books. That's in the whole calendar year. I just couldn't use my escape, which was very difficult. To put it in perspective, this year, as of yesterday, February 14th, I have finished 12 books. 3 of those have been audio. I think 3 have been audio, which I wanted to do 6 this year, so I'm good to go with that. I'm just having a really good reading year. I'm off to a good start. So I wanted to check in with what I've read so far in February, what I'm currently reading, and also say a little bit about TBRs. I cannot follow a TBR to save my life. I look at it, it sounds good, and then I read what I want. So from now on, what I'm going to do instead of an actual TBR is a plan for the next month, like March plans, and tell you what I think is going to be on my radar. Certainly will include buddy reads, book club books. Those all things are things I'm still going to read. Otherwise, it's what sounds good to me. It will depend on my mood and what's going on. So you're going to see me looking down because I do have a list of my books and stuff, so I remembered what all I wanted to talk to you about. So far in February, I finished Julie by Catherine Marshall. This is an older book. I listened to it on audio. Very good story set near Johnstown, Pennsylvania, which I grew up in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which is not far. So it was a fun read for me because it was like going home, which I haven't been in almost a year. Well, over a year now. So it was comforting to me for that. It also was a very good story. I gave it 5 out of 5. Then my next audiobook was From Scratch by Tempe Loki. I'm not sure if I said her name right, and I haven't learned yet how to put the pictures in. I'm working on that. I think I need some kind of program to do it, but I'm not sure. If any of you guys have any ideas, I've watched some YouTube videos and I just can't quite get the concept. So I would appreciate any guidance if any of you more experienced YouTube people see this. I'm just taping on my iPad right now, so I don't have anything special. The next book, so From Scratch by Tempe Loki, that was also a 5 out of 5. This was a memoir of a woman after her husband dies. And he was from Sicily, so she went back to Sicily to see, to spend time there with their daughter and to honor his memory. And it goes through the grief process as the years go by. Very good book. She reads it. I thought it was very good. Again, gave that one 5 stars. Next up was a middle grade, The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. This is a Newbery Award winner, and Ivan is a gorilla who is put in a mall in a cage to be watched, for people to come see him and pay for the process and all that sorts of things. It's a great book. I gave that one a 5 as well. It, there is a second book, The One and Only Bob, about his friend that I'm going to eventually read, maybe for middle grade March. Next up was a chunker, and that was Outlander, which I read with Berna. And that was a reread for me, though. I'm rereading this series with some friends. 5 out of 5. Again, Outlander will always be top of my list. Number 5 was another middle grade, also on audio, called Where the Red Fern Grows by Wilson Rawls. I have never read this book. I know it's older, but oh my God, I cried at the end. It was just so sad. I gave it 4 stars. Now I need to see the movie. That's how I ended up reading the book. A friend said, oh, you got to see this movie. And I'm like, oh, is that based on the book? And she said she didn't know if there was a book. So after some digging, there was a book. And I always have to read the book first. That's just the way I am. The next book I read was The Underground Railroad by Colton Whitehead. Man, those of you who read this book know this is a rough book to read. The atrocities that those enslaved endured is just beyond anything we should do to a human being. Of course, through history and, reading about the era in the past, I knew what things had happened, but this author, it is so graphic. The violence is so graphic. It was something. It just was something. It definitely had a big effect on me and will not be forgotten easily. I gave that one 4 stars, although it's hard to say I enjoyed it because of the subject matter, but I do think it was really well done. So, not enjoyment, but well done. The final book so far is I Will Judge You by Your Bookshelf by Grant Snyder. This was adult graphic novel that was cute. It was all about books and writing and stuff. Gave it 4 stars. So yeah, although there was middle grade and the graphic novel, there was also Outlander. That's 7 books that I've read so far in February, which is really good for me. I'm very happy. I'm currently reading, again, I'm reading mostly on my Kindle right now because I had, excuse me, cataract surgery in December, and I'm not quite used to my glasses yet. So I'm having to read more on my Kindle instead of all the books I have. So I don't have pictures of the books I'm reading. But what I'm currently reading is I'm reading Prairie Fires by Carolyn Fraser, which is a book about Laura Ingalls Wilder and her family and their time on the prairie and her life, basically. Next, I'm just starting Reading People by Anne Bogle, which is a book about different personality types and Enneagram types. This interests me, and so that's a little bit of nonfiction to offset all the stories. I just started Dragonfly and Amber by Diana Gabaldon, which is book 2 in the Outlander series. I'm reading that with Berna and Angie. And it's good so far, which again, not surprising. I also last night started The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna for a group read. Oh my God, I was just going to read a little bit. I read 14 chapters. It is so good, but so sad. I want to get back to reading that soon. In fact, that's probably what I'll read the rest of the afternoon. The final thing I'm starting is a recommendation from Chloe from Always Booked, and that is The Love Square by Laura Jane Williams. I'm throwing that one in there because I have so much heavy reading going on that I wanted to do something a little lighter. So I'm hoping that will fit the bill for that. I also need to find an audiobook, which I'm not sure which one that's going to be. So that is how things are going in my reading life, which I'm very happy with. And like I said, we'll do plans for March probably in another week or two. I do plan to participate in middle grade March since I found a love for middle grade. I hope all of you are staying safe, staying warm, staying dry, staying healthy, taking care of each other. If you would like, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment about what you're reading or if you've read any of these books. I love to talk down in the comments. And until I see you next, have a good day. Bye.